Hello, I'm Luke. Welcome to polýMATHY. Today, I'm going to tell you about a technique I have used for years to increase the efficiency of my bookmarks. And by bookmark, no, I don't mean the things on our digital devices. I mean physical bookmarks. And it's really simple. I'm going to show you what I've done with several books that I have and what you can do too. So here is my copy of Ars Amatoria, Ovidi, and here is, of course, my bookmark. Now, the one thing you can see is that I made a bookmark here specifically for it, but really, let me just give you the bottom line up front, as we say in the military. When I am reading the left side of the page and I have to stop there, I have the bookmark here, and one dot means the left side. If I finish on the right side, then I put the two dots up. And that's pretty much the long and short of it, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this. So I put them on both sides usually, and depending on the paper, it depends on the quality. Sometimes I don't really have that much time to make one in the moment, and I just want to have that bookmark right away. This one I decided to use blue because this book's color is blue, and I just kind of like that. And yeah, and here I used a calligraphy style pen, so I have a nice diamond shape. So that's how I like to do it. One dot up means left. So while I'm reading, so I leave it right here while I read. And I'm sure a lot of people do something similar, but this is just, I don't like bending the pages. I don't like altering the book itself if I can help it. So if I then get to somewhere on, as soon as I go from the bottom of the page to the top of the next, I do that. And so that way, if I have, get distracted or something, just boop, close the book. And I know when I go back, because all I have to do is open up and know, wait, was I on the left side or the right side? Well, because of this, I know I was on the right side page. I don't have to look here at all to try to figure out where I left off. Now, and it's just a page, but ever since high school, I always kind of just intuited needing this, and that's why I decided to start doing it. I have no idea if anyone's ever done this before. People have laughed at me for doing this. Fair enough. I like it. You can do it if you want. I have found it to be very efficient. So this one's kind of specific. This is my new copy of the Smith or Smythe Greek grammar, and it's not that big, but and I just pingui Minerva, as we say in Latin. I just took this because I took a plane ticket I used and just cut it up, and I put the two, the three diamonds, one for the left, one for the right, so that I would know that in fact I finished off on the right side page. So you could do this with any kind of piece of paper, but I'm going to show you exactly what I do because it's a little bit more specific than that. I've done this for a long, long time, since high school. Here is a rather old, lovely book I have. This is my copy of Roma Eterna. From 2005 when I bought this. So this bookmark, it's not even the right color, but it's a color. It is blue, which is, I guess, close enough to green. It's a cool color. And here we can see how old it is and beat up. And now something I also do, I like to do this. I like to make these paper bookmarks because paper is generally pretty inexpensive for each book that I have. So this one I use for anything in the Lingua Latina series at the time. Of course, now I've just kind of left it for the Roma Eterna because I don't want to move it anymore. And you can see it's quite old and beat up. But I mean, this has lasted 17 years almost. So it works pretty well, and I use this book pretty heavily. So there we go. So that's one, and here's just some other examples what I've done. So here is a nice Athenaze Volume 2, which is a beautiful red cover, so I decided to get red paper. And this paper is very sturdy. I decided for fun to write on both sides and also to do two different fonts. I also have it so if I roll it, kind of like flipping a coin, in this direction on the vertical axis, well, I guess horizontal axis technically. If it's if an airplane, I guess that would be that would be the roll axis. If I rotate it on the roll axis, then it's still right side up. I just like that. I don't know. You can do whatever you want, of course. So if I finish on the left side of the page, but so I don't take it out. Now that's the other trick too, because if you have a big bookmark and it's thick, like a lot of those commercial bookmarks. Oh gosh, the corruption of the commercial bookmark industry. Don't get me started. So what it does is it covers up that side of the paper, but you can see I have cut it exactly. so that it doesn't obscure any text. That means it will stay in the book always. I never have to take it out while I'm reading it for any reason. It doesn't obscure any of the text. It'll obscure maybe the line numbers, but I can go boop, like, oh, it's number 70, 75. I can see those, but it doesn't obscure the text. I can read normally, and I know if I'm on the right side or if I finished on the left side. And I've saved myself precious few seconds. When you do all the things I do, 2, 3, 8 YouTube channels, who knows anymore, audiobooks, and a series of other things as a wannabe polymath, then, I just don't have time to waste. So that is how I do it with that lovely text. And I use the same red style paper for the Folion, which goes with volume 2 as well, in Athénèse. And here it is, Folion. And I do it like that, because I like to do it exactly that way. And as always, I cut it so it doesn't obscure any text. Yeah, I know, this is kind of weird now that I hear it out loud. But I've done this for years, and I can't imagine doing it any other way. Sometimes you need to. Here's my Boris book, and I've, made lots of little notes about things. I used orange because I had some orange paper, which I used for one, but I was using it for two purposes at the same time. So let's take this out for a second. So Boris, wrote it in Greek because, that's cool. Nothing on the backside because it's kind of thin. And then I made another one here out of the red material because, I wanted to. And we used it for a secondary purpose. There it is, a nice uncial font. And it's for a secondary purpose that I use the book for. Now that you've had an introduction to my madness, let me show you what I'm going to do now. I recently received the lovely gift of the book Il nome della rosa from my friend Andrea. This blue one here is distracting. I'm going to move you aside. Oh, Vidi, excuse me. Riconoscimi. Il nome della rosa from my friend Andrea. Grazie mille, Andrea. Wonderful book, but I need a bookmark for it. Now, I happen to have some, this is, I don't know what paper types are called. This cardstock, I don't know, it's harder. It's the sound it makes. So I'm going to show you exactly how I make this bookmark. So just turning to any basic page, I can see that, of course, the pages are all the same. And it's this distance here from the inside of the spine, I guess we'd call it. I am not a printer, so I don't know what any of this stuff is properly called, to the line of the text. So if I put it here, I can see that, all right, well, the bookmark's in there. I could maybe jam it in there, but it's going to end up be pretty much in the same way every time. Now I'm going to take a pencil, and I'm just going to lightly mark here the line where the text is. And in fact, as I see it now, like, oh no, that kind of covers it. No, I don't like that. Let me bring it in, bring a little bit more. And then I can do the same thing up top. Now, all right, so let me get this right on prendere. Okay, so you can see where the P is. Right about there. Should be pretty good. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut off this, and then I'm going to have something that should work with this book. Let's find out. I would like a straight edge. This is straight enough. And this is pretty much a way to do it pingui minarwa, on the fly, not doing this with any great perfection. I could use the very same book that I'm making the bookmark for, potentially. I just happen to be doing it this way to kind of show the concept. Again, you can do this with great precision. You could do this with a sticky note. You don't have to do this really, well, you don't have to do it at all. Why are you here anyway? I hope you find this interesting. All right, so now I've cut that, and it's a little lumpy. I could clean it up a bit, but it doesn't matter too much. Now, and it's also kind of on the long side. It doesn't really matter how long or short it is in my experience, but either way will work. Now, let's do the test. Bink. All right, yeah, it sticks right in there. Doesn't cover any text. It's easy to grab and remove. So functionally, it seems like it's going to be just fine. Now I chose this color because it's kind of, I don't know, it has a similar kind of look as the warmth of the paper and the lovely cover. Instead of using a calligraphy pen, because you don't need to use that at all, I just happen to have a lot of them around normally, I'm using a more regular pen, but it's red because the cover's red. It has some red on it at least, and I like that. So I'm just going to make simple circle, just a simple dot. And then over here on the other side, another simple dot. Very uncomplicated. Almost like, a die that is dice. And for whatever reason, I like to have the left, when I write the text of the title, because this is going to be the permanent bookmark for this book. I'm only going to use it for this book because that's what I want to do. And I like to write the texts here. And I like to write in uncials, so I'll write it in uncials. Il nome della rosa. Il nome della rosa. And there we go. Now I have a bookmark in my Ranieri style. So I can flip it like this on the roll axis, again if it's an aircraft. And that works so great for me. So I can do that because normally this is the kind of bookmark you might get at a bookstore, and those are they're nice, but look at covers all that text, because then you have to take out the bookmark and put it here, and if you get distracted but you're way back here, and then you're like, oh gosh, what page was I on? But like this, if I finish on here, I know I finished on the left side of the page. Or if I have it like this, because as soon as I get down to here, I'm going to switch it. I'm going to flip it like that on the yaw axis. And now I know, hey, I ended up on the right side page, because that's what 2 dots means in my scheme. There's, all kinds of tricks you can do instead of this. This is just what I've been doing since I was in high school. And I have a lot of books. And I find this to be a lot of fun and really helps, it helps me. And if you like it, try it out. Let me know if it makes your reading experience more efficient. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, sharing this video, giving it a like, and valete.